Do you think you're ever going to settle down, or do you think you're going to be single forever?
I think I'll be single forever. Just a lot of fake girls, and all they care about is money.
Yeah.
You see all these girls are 18, they're with 70-year-old dudes. Cause
What?
Yeah, they're all sugar babies. They just want the rich dudes. They don't care if the guy's 70 and has gray balls. All they care about is money. They want to go on yachts, they want to go on private chartered jets, and they want Birkin bags.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in this generation, I don't think I'm going to find my wife, because it's so hard to tell a girl's true intentions.
I had a guy get me a Benz before and put me in a loft space and, you know, set my whole life up differently than what it was normally. And I feel like if you brought me to like this level, and then we didn't work out, but we're still friends, you know, we didn't have beef and no one cheated. It was just didn't work out. But I wasn't going to move from my space because it didn't work out. I wasn't going to give him back my car because I'm not going to downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together.
I had to just wait a second. I didn't know if I heard that correctly. This is honestly ridiculous. But you know, honestly, I don't blame her. I really blame the guy for letting this happen, but he's actually enabling this behavior and this type of mentality. They mainly feel like it's okay because the dudes are freaking simps. I really think she believes what she says is true, and that's the scary part.
Someone got to hear this. So yesterday I did a video about my ex-wife failing to pay a 2-year-old dental bill, around $368. 2 people chimed in that caught my attention. Number 1 was from a woman. She's your ex-wife. You should take care of your kids. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. And number 2 was from a guy who said, you should get a hobby, dude. Shouldn't air out your ex-wife's issues on social media. Yeah, okay, like no other ex-husband has done that about his ex-wife. Back to the lady who made her comment. Number 1, I pay child support faithfully, without issue. Number 2, I pay the monthly premium on my medical, dental, and vision insurance. As I stated earlier, my ex-wife is unemployed and has been unemployed for 2 years. She's got an undergraduate degree from Cornell University and a graduate degree, an MBA, through Capella University. And I have no college education, and yet I make nearly $90,000 and support my children. I think I do enough. I only do what the courts required me to do. Now, had my genius of an ex-wife not taken me to court for child support, number 1, she would have gotten child support through me. And number 2, I would have paid any other expenses that was over, because we have a verbal agreement, which is allowed in Pennsylvania. It is allowed to take care of our children. But no, she became greedy, just like all women do when they're angry because their marriage fell apart and it's embarrassing to them. She became greedy and went to court and sued me for child support. Guess what? That's all you get. You're not getting any more beyond what the courts require me to pay for. Any other expenses, it's on you. So women, when you think about taking your man to for child support, if you can work out a verbal agreement, a contractual agreement for him to pay X amount of dollars a month for your child or children, and you agree to it, great. If not, you're only going to get what the courts require him to pay. Lock it in.
Next time a guy says, oh, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you for the past couple of days, ask him if he can do it again because you enjoyed the pizza.
Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden.
I keep seeing all these videos on TikTok talking about, oh, why don't they yearn no more? Men don't yearn anymore. They don't yearn for women anymore because they're yearning for the boys. They're These are they like boys. That's why they don't yearn for women, baby.
I just heard this girl come on here and say that the most chic accessory that a woman can have is not a Birkin handbag, but it is a man who is absolutely obsessed with you. And like, not just like normal obsessed, but like obsessed. And he gives you the princess treatment, and you know, you can get a little selfish. You do you, and he supports whatever that is. I could not agree more.
Most men won't admit this, but arguing with a woman is like playing chess with a pigeon. She walks in, ignores the rules, knocks over half the board, then struts around like she just solved everything. You brought logic, she brought volume and revisionist history and a brand new rule book in the middle of the game. Now you're defending things that you've never even said. The second you argue with the woman, you agree to lose. The best move is to let the pigeon play chess by itself.
He said, "I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you." He said, "Girl, without you, my feet don't work. The men are not yearning anymore."
And what's funny is she's got in the caption here, "We got back together, but he still won't pay my bills. Hashtag, should I dump him?" Why does he need to pay your bills? You're not his wife. I don't understand that. You guys are out here thinking that a man should do for you, and you're not even doing it for him. You're racking up debt. Yes, you should get a part-time job and pay your bills. Are you okay? What do modern women be thinking? Like the utter audacity of modern women is, it's crazy. It goes beyond crazy. It's almost darn near psychotic.
I'm well aware I'm about to piss some people off, but like, here we are. I just came across a video on Instagram that said, just a gentle reminder that a man who goes to work to support his family is sacrificing absolutely nothing and would have to go to work anyways. And that's, I guess, true to some degree. But like, isn't it the same concept then that men shouldn't have to pay for our hair and nails if we're going on a date with them? Because we're going to do it anyway.
Cancel me for saying this. I really don't care. I did want to go to the bars on Valentine's Day with my single homegirl, and then girls keep posting that they're going to the bar on Valentine's Day and passing out Valentines. I just don't understand why we're doing that, and I don't understand why we think that the men shouldn't be doing that. I am the most extroverted person. I am all there for putting yourself out there, but I just think that this goes a little far. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, at this point, I don't think that I even have any interest in going out, because there is no way I'm gonna stand in a bar and like look around and watch a bunch of girls giving out Valentines to every single cute guy that they see in the bar.
That guy that made that video about catching Print is a fraud, and he needs to be investigated. Because he lie. Like, as someone that's been around many a block, there is no way to catch Print. There is no way to tell him up like his size without feeling that or seeing the. And even then, one time I had a guy like fish me. Like, he knew how to work his ankles and make it look big in videos and pictures. And then in real life, he was shrimpy. The only way to not get disappointed before you link up with a guy and fuck is to make them hold up their next to something, an object. I would recommend like a smart water bottle or Life water, one of those. I don't know why he's like lying to y'all like this. Like, there's no way to tell unless you see it. But the method I just said, that method's patched. Yeah.
Are men more likely to settle in their relationships? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll give you my opinion on why this is. So, you know how there's that quote that's like, women are with who they want to be with and men are with who will be with them? I feel like this really much applies here. I feel like generally speaking, for the most part, women have more options than men. So a lot of times the person that men typically settle with is a person that's usually more based off of convenience. And I think this is when men choose the person that they think is a little bit maybe inferior to them. But if that person does the things that they deem to be important, which is usually in the form of pampering them a bit more, maybe someone that's going to be like catering to them, things like that, then they will make that sacrifice. And then in turn, always kind of like have their eye open as to like something better, because they deep down feel like they could have done better, but sacrifice that better option for the one that kind of like takes care of him. That's my hot take.
Why are most men insecure around women that are about their business? I think because they haven't found their purpose yet. I think the only reason why a man would ever down a woman is because he doesn't feel good inside of himself and his mission and his purpose and his plan and his level of leadership. And so instead of doing something about his issue, he attacks that woman. Because a man that sees a woman as his partner, even if she's a little bit ahead of him, will be like, oh yeah, that's my baby and I'm getting mine too. I've never met anyone doing better than me that talks down on other people. I've only ever met low vibrational people that have low vibrational experiences. And the more low vibrational you are, the more you get to perpetuate that story. I don't subscribe to that story, but I feel like to me, it's giving weak. It's giving you are insecure inside of your result. And so now you wanna lash out and attack. Yeah. Because it's a mirror of all the things you could have done and you didn't. It's a mirror of all the ways that you lack. It's a mirror of all the disappointments that you have. And instead of dealing with yourself, you take it out on that person.
He told me that he thinks I'm the perfect woman, but at the same time, he is worried he's not obsessed or in love with me yet. He wants to date until June and decide then.
Nope.
What?
It's over.
It always cracks me up when people says, it just concerns me that I'm not obsessed. What are you supposed to say to that?
First 3.5 months. By the way, that is the honeymoon of the honeymoon.
Yes.
That's like you're on a honeymoon in the honeymoon.
Yes.
That's the place where you are obsessed.
Yeah, if he's not obsessed
you don't
now.
suddenly get obsessed in like a year later.
Why does she feel like she's still trying out for the part?
No, the tryout's over. The auditions are done. You didn't get the part. Thank God, this guy is not your guy. I will say this. A man saying he's not obsessed with you is worse than a man saying he will never love you.
100%.
Yeah.
At least him saying, I will never love you, gives you the respect of setting you free.
I don't think this is going to work. I don't feel myself ever getting there with you.
Yes.
As opposed to, I don't think I'm ever going to be obsessed.
No, but not even that. He's saying, I'm not obsessed with you right now, but there's hope.
Ugh.
Maybe I can become obsessed with you.
I'll grow into obsession.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen.
And you never really hear in these situations modern women taking any accountability. It's just that the man did somebody wrong. He was this, he was that. You know, they can rattle off 5 to 10 things that was wrong with the man, but they really never rattle off 5 to 10 things that was wrong with the woman. What the woman did, how she might be back there talking back, doing some silly stuff, out here spending all the money that the family had, making the man work overtime. We never hear about that type of stuff, do we? And then have the nerve to be out here talking about coaching because they went to Dubai one time. Sit down somewhere. These are the women that we're looking at in their older, I don't want to say older age, but they're getting up in age, 40, 45, 50. They're going into the years to where you expect wisdom from them, and you're getting absolutely zero.
A lot of the nasty, toxic co-parenting does stem from women. It really does. Mm-hmm. It's the jealousy, the pride. I'm not saying that men do not contribute. So you women out there don't come after, well, actually, I don't care if you don't come after me, but like the reality of it is women are jealous, catty. You know, they will be selfish and put the needs of themselves over their child. And I don't like your new girlfriend and I don't like this, or your dad's unfit. Who are you to decide that you're a better, parent just because you gave birth? Like, that is one of the biggest things I hate to hear. Like, I gave birth, I carried the baby. Well, we're complementary. The man provides the seed because God made roles. So we're complementary to men.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's our job. It's not an extra burden.
You understand what the repercussions of are, so don't have if you don't want to have a kid.
Don't open your legs. And you know what? Okay, this is another thing too that I often talk about. So I've heard these women say, my ex-husband, he was such a horrible father to our children. He did this to me, he did that to me. Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't become a despicable person right after he had children. I'm pretty sure those signs were there, those red flags were there, but you chose to ignore them. So how about let's take some accountability also for your actions on why you chose a deadbeat person. But no one women aren't ready to have that conversation yet.
What is the most painful thing anyone has ever said to you?
It was definitely what my ex said after we had our closure moment. She said that I was the person that got her out of her depression and got her outside. And then the moment that she realized she had to do that for me, she couldn't, and so she left me. I was in a very dark place. I had a lot of people at that time.
How did that make you feel?
Still processing it, yeah. Definitely used and often I feel abandoned in that moment. Made me feel like I've had to have everything secure before I get into another relationship, but that's unhealthy for myself.
Why do you think she felt like she couldn't handle it?
Some people just, I don't know, when the going gets rough, that's when you realize who are the real ones in your life.
What did you learn about relationships?
Even the people you love can do some of the worst things to you. You can choose to forgive them or not, but all you got to do is forgive yourself and accept who you are. Just keep going.
The amount of men that were in the comments in the original video and in the video that I posted in regards to this video that have said over and over again, guys, do not tell your feelings. Do not open up. Do not be vulnerable like this to a woman. They have experienced this. I can't even tell you guys, as a woman giving dating advice, I can't tell you absolutely don't worry, just tell her your feelings, because honestly, I don't think that most women can handle it.
Hi. So after making a video saying that I'm here for the girls, I do have a question for the guys. If you have a few encounters with someone and you're interested, maybe, but maybe not. Do you always shoot your shot with a girl if she is chatting with you, smiling at you, continuing to talk to you, or do you not? Grant, they're single or they seem to be single, because I've had a few videos where men are I don't talk to women, I'm not going to get shut down. And I've seen videos over and over again, and I've seen women complain about men not talking to women. And so I have shot my shot a few times, and one time was a great date. One time they told me that they had just gotten in a relationship. One time they told me they just got out of a relationship. So, I'm 1 for 3, but that one was actually lived in another state. However, I'm just wondering, do men do that anymore? Would you do that? Can I make the assumption that they're not interested if they're not shooting their shot? Or can I make the assumption that they're too scared to do so, so I have to do it? Just want to know what your thoughts are. Okay.
And this guy's talking about how his wife was acting crazy. A lot of modern women try to pull a power move. And they try to say, oh, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here and I'm going to act like this. And the court's going to tell you off. Modern women rarely have their house in order. Rarely. It's very rare that they have their house in order. And a lot of times they suffer for it. They don't think that they have to follow the law. There's actually a guy in the comments said, I had the same thing happen to me where my ex-wife tried to take me to court. And of course she didn't have her life in order. And she was shocked. She was shocked when the court actually told her that she owed me somewhere around the tune of $10,000. And the thing that I had to pay, they actually dropped it to around $100 or so, or something like that, hundreds of dollars, somewhere around that. Shocked, because they think that they can cry and snot and spit and boo-hoo, and that even after a divorce, a man is supposed to be taking care of them. No, ma'am. Go out there and get a job.
It's festive sweater day at work. How cute.
But anyways, Cardi B just posted a video saying that she knows a guy, rich guy, and she said he told her that men would rather deal with a 7 or 8 look-wise as compared to a 10, because a 7 or 8 would essentially put up with his BS versus a girl that's a 10 and, you know, will get picked quickly. Like, oh, he doing stuff I don't like, I'm gonna drop him. I can get another man easily because I'm a 10. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that statement based off of looks, but I do think that some men, not all, some men do pry or purposely pick women with lower self-esteem, lower self-worth, women who don't have as much going for themselves because they will be easier to manipulate. So looks can be a factor, but I do think that they choose women based off of how easily they can manipulate them. I do believe that for sure. And Cardi B said, she said, a man played with me, he on chill the next day. He do some BS, I'm not answering the phone. And I'm the same way. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but I blocked a man one time because he was taking too long at the gym. But you know what? We're all a work of progress, and I'm growing. That was the old me. I'm different now. And before y'all go in the comments say I'm crazy, he went to the gym, and then I never heard from him ever again for the rest of the night. I don't know what kind of gym he was at. Don't play with me.
Because I think that like women, especially in modernity with feminism, they've been indoctrinated to believe that men and women are equal and to chase their career rather than settle down and have a man and create a family and children. So they're more focused on trying to be out in the workforce and compete, right? So they tend to think that the man is their competition because they think that the man is equal. The reason why I think that you're projecting is because you look for all of these characteristic traits within a man because you look for security. So you look for the man to be competent, accomplish some goals, provide for you, take care of you. And if he can't do that, then you view him as less. And since you view him as less, a lot of women, and you could correct me if I'm wrong if this is not the way you view it, but a lot of women find themselves in a situation, they're projecting their view on the man. They view the man as less, so they think that the man views himself as less. But in reality, in most cases, even if the woman is making more, the man isn't in competition with the woman, so he's not looking at you as like, oh, my ego is hurt, she's making more, I'm less than. No, I think that women tend to just look at the man as less than because they're hypergamous. What's your take on that?
Do
you understand?
I do understand
Okay.
what you mean, and I think that two truths can be
two things can be true.
Yes, because I mean, what you're saying is true for some cases, but then there's other cases where, I mean, us as women, we can see that, you know, men always have this thing about women having certain privileges of being women.
Don't want that sometimes.
Because I know women know what they're doing. Like,
yeah,
you know, when you show something, we men are gonna be like, yo, you know, like double tap or slide in the DM.
Mm-hmm.
So I just find that a little. Is it hypocritical or ironic? What's the word? But you know, but I really think they know what they're doing. And
Mhm.
talking about the topic of like being in a relationship and posting stuff like that, as a man, for me, that's a big red flag. You
Yeah.
know, like so for me, I don't really like my women. Like I don't mind if they have a social media, but I'm not into the type of women that like post like half naked pictures. And if you're at the beach, you're on the beach, great. But
Yeah, that's fine.
Like pictures that you can tell it's a clickbait. You know,
They're trying to
it's a
send
thirst trap. Is the word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess I just want to dig into the mind of a woman. Like, why that? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you have a man, you're in a relationship, you're happy. Why do you still want to get that extra attention for someone? It should be for your man. I mean, especially if you're married, right? But why do you want to, shake some?
So I want to answer his question really bad, but I actually
Please
cannot.
Please do. No, I want the pure.
And that's the thing. Like, maybe if I did do these things, it would be easier for me to maybe explain or see like the angle where some women come from with these things. But I think it could. I mean, everybody loves that.
Everybody loves attention.
Some people actually
she
don't
just
like.
Said it.
See, some people
most
don't.
Women, can we all agree that most
women, I think, love attention, whether they want to admit to it or not.
It's in their nature.
It's in our nature.
Okay.
Like, we love, getting compliments.
Oh, yeah?
You might say, oh, this outfit, I'm wearing it for myself. Like, who are you?
But we know.
But even though, yes, you are wearing it for yourself. Now, if 1,000 people compliment you on that thing, you're going to be like on cloud 9, And it's the same way that if nobody compliments you, you'll be like, this thing, I'm looking so hot like this. Nobody's telling me anything. Like, you're feeling yourself and you're like...
And you hear these so-called dating coaches. You hear these so-called dating coaches like Share 7 and Russell Hartley, this guy right here. And they say things like, you need to move like this, you need to do that. Really, honestly, and truly, a lot of it is bad advice, is what it is. But you listen to what these women go through, and then you realize that these modern women, they don't want to be held responsible for anything. If I give him even $70, I want him to pay it back. Never mind, this man has been paying for the rent, utilities, you name it. He still owes me that $70. When he spent the $70 on the first date, he spent $70 even getting to the date. And the flowers that he bought you, the gas, just getting there, he spent $70. And you crying over, honestly, at this point in time, spilled milk. In my opinion, modern women always want to be reimbursed, but they never want to reimburse. They never want to reciprocate.
Men trying to convince women that women are the problem simply because we refuse to be anymore by narcissistic, evil men is the biggest gaslight in all of history.
You should definitely change where and how you're meeting and vetting men if every single one wants to gaslight you into accepting their.
And y'all are just evil. You're just evil.
Some men are evil, but so are some women.
Just accept it. You guys are born into evilness.
You want men to just accept that you think they're evil and that they were born into evilness, so little baby boys are just evil the day they're born.
Everything that you fling at women as these offensive comments, it's all just projection, and we all know it. We know that everything that comes out of your mouth is actually just what you think about yourself.
Wait, so you started this video blaming men for gaslighting, and then you just did that. When you say that everything that comes out of a man's mouth is what he thinks of himself, that's actually gaslighting. That beats the definition of gaslighting.
We're not stupid, okay?
Are you sure about that? I got questions.
I know that my comments are going to be flooded with men that are going to harass me because I have these opinions.
You know, in this world, you get what you give. And when you generalize and call all men evil, I wouldn't expect them to be polite or kind or nice to you.
I don't know how to make any of you guys understand this, but me as a woman, I have been through so much more suffering than you ever have in your lifetime, simply because I am a woman, simply because I have a female body.
And there we have it, the victim card. Oh, those poor women. We've been through so much just by the nature of being women. Ma'am, it's not that bad being a woman. We have a lot of privileges in this world, like the ability to come online and call all men evil and display hatred towards men and not get canceled for it.
I was drugged and kidnapped and trafficked, okay? So I don't want to sit here and hear about how you have it so hard.
Now, ma'am, I'm incredibly sorry for what you have been through, because as a fellow survivor of and SA, I know how traumatic that can be. But I also know that not every man is like that. I also know that there have been many amazing men in my life and around this world that help women every day. The best thing for you to do would be to go seek some therapy so you can heal, so you don't vomit your trauma on every innocent man out there. Good men exist, and they don't deserve the hatred that you display on the internet because of the trauma of specific men, not the good men, those really bad men that we all know exist and nobody's saying they aren't. Anyways, have the day you deserve. Bye.
What happened to yearning? What happened to yearning? What happened to men being utterly obsessed with people?
Wait. What am I obsessing over? For what? Like, there's two reasons why men don't obsess over anything. First of all, you've given away all of your virtue. Maybe not you, miss, but women have given away all of their virtue, right? They, just like that video we saw a couple weeks ago where Shorty was like, give in to all of your desires, go sleep with that guy you're not supposed to sleep with. What I want to be with a woman who gives in to all of her desires and hooks up with men that she knows aren't good for her. Like, I can kind of let it pass if someone fooled you into thinking they were a good guy and they weren't, right? I can forgive you. But if you don't hook up with a man that you know is garbage because he's hot to you, what am I yearning for you for? You're stupid. Like, why would I yearn about you? You're dumb. You're a dummy. Okay? And on top of that, let's forget the whole that. You say you want a man that yearns, right? Maybe not you, miss. You say you want a man that yearns, but when that man does begin to yearn, he's a weirdo. He's a creep. If he's not a weirdo and a creep, he's giving you the ick. It's like, you don't want the dude who's actually yearning for you. Like, y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want the dude who's gonna show up to your house with a bouquet of flowers on the first date. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want the dude who would throw his jacket on the puddle for you, which I always thought was stupid. Like, you can go around the puddle. But, like, you don't want that guy, okay? You don't want the guy who will not let you touch a doorknob. Something about him's giving you the ick. Like, something's wrong. Like, why does he like me so much? Y'all don't like that. Right? And am I being biased off of my own experiences? Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a shorty tell me, I don't know, I feel like you just do things to make me happy. And she broke up with me for that. Am I mad about that? Yes. What do you mean I do things to make you happy and you left me? Like, I thought that's what we were supposed to do. I thought that's what we were supposed to do. I'm supposed to do things to make you happy. You're supposed to do things to make me happy, so be happy. Right? I wrote Shorty a love letter. She said it was creepy. You were my girlfriend. I wrote my girlfriend a love letter. I'm creepy for writing my girlfriend a love.
Babe, if a man is not asking you out, it's because he doesn't want to go out with you. I know this seems really obvious to some of you, but there is a reason that I feel the need to make this public service announcement. So I see so many high achieving women, like the amazing women physicians that I work with, do this thing where they get super laser focused on the guy that they are talking to or in the early stages of dating. And maybe they've matched on an app, and maybe they have just started texting. Maybe they've even gone on one date. And then they get to this place where the guy just isn't asking them out. And they think, well, I know what the next step is. I should ask him. I should suggest that we go out. I should, strike up a conversation again if he's been a little quiet in the texts, and I should sort of lead things forward. And of course you want to do that because that's what you do with every other area of your life. When you have a career goal, you put your sights on it and you go after it and you do whatever it takes. And all of that has worked amazingly in your professional life, but it literally backfires when you apply those skills to your love life. And by the way, this is one of the things that I am teaching on in my free upcoming live event. So if you haven't saved your seat already, go to the link in my bio and get yourself signed up. So here's a story from one of my clients fairly recently. She had been talking to a guy. They had gone on a couple of dates and things were going pretty well. She wasn't entirely sure about him. They were kind of feeling each other out. They were in the really early stages. And she started to feel like he maybe wasn't as responsive via text, or he wasn't initiating as much texting, and he had not yet asked her or planned for a second date. And she really wanted to strike up a conversation and be like, hi, how are you? How's your day? What does your weekend look like? And she thought she should do this so that she could remind him that she's there. But babe, if you have to remind a man that you're there and that you're available to be taken on a date, he is not your person. And so instead of pushing forward, suggesting a date, trying to remind him you're there, striking up conversations, whatever it is, if you are in this situation where a man that you are in the talking stages or the early stages of dating with just isn't asking you out, I don't want you to focus any of your energy on him. Now, I don't mean be mean or, block him or break things off immediately necessarily, but I do mean put your energy on yourself. Focus on you. Don't fill that space. Don't try to remind him that you're there, because if he doesn't know, there's no reason to remind him because he's not your person. And just live your life. Do something that delights you. Go out with another guy. Do something with your girlfriends. Do something by yourself. I don't care what you do, but don't fill the space and remind the man that you're there. And remember, like, if he wants to ask you out, he's going to. Now, if you're being really hyper and like getting overly fixated on him asking you out right away, you might just need to chill and lean back and like, it's coming, he's about to, and there's nothing to worry about. But if he's not asking you out and some time goes by and he's still not asking you out, he probably doesn't want to. And so why would you want to be going out with a man like that? You wouldn't. Save your energy, focus on you. Your person does not need to be reminded to take you out. He cannot be stopped from asking you on the next date because he can't get enough of you.
Woman in the comments here says, my ex owes me 14 and a half years of support, 5 contempt of court, and still nothing. No money to pay for more lawyers. Already had 6, and ex is buying them off, and the lawyer drops my case because I can't pay. It looks like it's time for you to get a job. What y'all try to do is rack up charges to get that man to pay you money. You know, and let's say, let me give you the benefit of the doubt here. Let's say this man, again, probably because of court order, he is supposed to be paying you back, okay? He is supposed to do that. What do modern women do when everything hits the fan? Because this is the exact question that men have to answer all of the time. All of the time they have to deal with this type of stuff. What happens when stuff hits the fan? When I'm ordered to pay something that I didn't know I had to pay, when I'm ordered to do something I didn't know I had to do. I have to go out there and make it happen. But these modern women continue to say that they don't need a man. And then when it's time for them to actually show they don't need a man, they try to drag the man back to court. What happened to making it happen? What happened to you didn't need a man?